Hi YouTube. I've been sitting here for like the last 10 minutes playing around with angles and with the lighting and everything because it's not a very bright day outside today. It's kind of gloomy, so I had to turn on some lights in my room, um, and it's glaring off of my glasses. And I've been trying to figure out a way so that it won't glare off, and it's just not working unless I sit here like this the whole time, and that's just not going to happen. So I apologize ahead of time for the glare off of my glasses. But let's see what we can do. Do the best we can, huh? So, okay, so last week after I did my review on my julep box, my husband comes home from work and is like, "Hi, honey, what'd you do all day?" And me, being the huge smartass that I am, said, "Oh, not much. Sat on my butt and ate bonbons all day while watching soap operas." Did you notice how the cleaning fairy showed up and did the dishes and washed your laundry for you? How cool is she? But I joke. We have that kind of relationship. I actually told him that I had started doing YouTube videos again. I haven't done them in years. When I first started out on this channel, I was doing makeup tutorials. And that was, oh God, I think the last one I did was 2 or 3 years ago. And I just got carried away with life. It happens. And I hadn't done any, and then I decided when I started getting the julep boxes again, I was like, you know what? I really used to enjoy doing the videos. I'm going to start doing videos again. I'm going to gear away from makeup as much, and I'm going to focus on nails. And so today I am going to tell you guys how I got my nails to grow. These are my natural nails. I look like crap, but I just taken my nail polish off so I could do this video. So my natural nails are horrible. They're awful. They break, they crack, they peel. I can never, ever get them to grow long. Oh, but Star, your nails are very pretty and very long. Let me tell you how I did it. Silk wraps. I had done everything previous to this. I had done the vitamin E oil. I looked online and found a weird tutorial where you soak your hands in this and that and blah, 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 blah. And I did it all. I soaked my hands, you guys, in egg yolk for an hour. I'm not kidding you. It was the most disgusting, slimy thing ever, but I thought if it makes my nails grow, I'm going to do it. It didn't make my nails grow. It just made my hands smell like egg for like a day, and that's nasty. And then I was at Sally's, and I was looking at, nail hardeners and nails this and nail that and stuff that had vitamin E in it that would say it would help your nails grow. And I asked the lady, I said, what am I doing wrong? I said, I've been doing all of this stuff. I've been doing pure vitamin E oil caplets on my nails. Nothing is helping. How can I get my natural nails to grow long? Because I'm sick and tired of having acrylics. I'm cheap, and I do my own acrylics. That, and I kind of like to do them myself because I know what I want, and it's really difficult to explain to somebody else exactly what it is you want, and you're never 100% happy with them. And like I said, I'm cheap, and if I'm going to pay somebody to do something like that for me, I want it to be exactly how I want it done. So I just do it myself. And it was just beginning to become such a hassle, and I didn't want to mess with it anymore, and I wanted to take them off, but I knew my natural nails would just break off and look really stumpy and gross, and I didn't want that either. She introduced me to silk wraps, and my dork butt forgot to grab the box that they're in and bring them in here to show you, and I'm just got my computer set up. It's stacked up on like 5 pillows right now because last week's angle was horrendous, and I'm like, oh my god, I do not look like that. But doing these videos takes so much prep work. Like during the week when my kids are at school, I don't do my hair, I don't put makeup on, I don't get dressed. My hair's in a ponytail, I have no makeup on, and I'm in pajamas because all I'm doing is cleaning, and when the kids get home, I'm doing nothing but wrangling 3 crazy boys and a hormonal teenage daughter. So you're welcome. So I'm like, you know what? I forget it. I'm just going to post it because I'm not going to have the time to do it. My husband's home. He works 4/10, so he's home Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and that's our time together. So Monday and Tuesdays are really the only days I have to do this, and that was, I believe, on a Tuesday that I did the video last week. So I was like, screw it, I'm just going to post it. I look like death, but I don't care. So I'm not going to get up right now with my point because the computer will fall over and I won't be able to get the computer sitting right with the angle just right, and I'm sorry. But you can get them at Sally's. It's in a little clear plastic box with that little hinge on it that you can kind of take your fingers and do this with, and it opens, and yeah. And I think with my Sally's card, I want to say I paid like $3 something for them. But if you don't have a Sally's card, they're like $4 something. I save like $1.20 or $1.30 on them with my card. But I buy so much stuff from Sally's to pay the $20 for the year's membership for the card. It pays for itself in the first few months. So, anyways, the silk wraps. So when I first started doing them, when I took my acrylics off, I soaked them off, took them off the right way, not like, you know, a lot of people do and they just bite them off. Don't do that. That is so bad for your nails. I soaked them off. I waited for the acrylic to soften, then took my cuticle pusher and pushed them off and got them off, and everything was great. And when I took them off, the funny thing was my nails were long. Like, they were really pretty. But seriously, they were so paper thin that the second I was like, oh, okay, cool. I'll just buff and I'll put the silk wrap over it. But the second I started to buff them and get like the rough nail off that it inevitably is left after you take your acrylics off, my nail literally broke, like with the file. It was ridiculous. So the lady at the Sally store actually told me that if I was to do that and take my nails off and I wanted to cut them short, or if the nail came off with the acrylic, what to do is to use tips I already had and glue them to my nail like I would if I was doing acrylics again, but cut them shorter. Cut them just to where they peeked over the skin of your nail. That way when your nails grow out, you get rid of the tip fairly quickly, and also it gives the nail more, it gives it more stability to where the tip isn't going to just peel off or break off and, you know, to completely defeat the purpose of what you're doing. So I did that. I just cut all my nails because a couple of them broke, a couple of them didn't, but I went ahead and cut all of them. I put tips on all of them and cut them real short, and filed them the way I wanted to, and then I put the wrap on. And how you put the wrap on, and it has the instructions in there, but I'll just tell you anyways. When you take, they're pre-cut in like little U shapes, but they're not going to fit your nail. They have larger down to smaller for your thumb down to your pinky. They're not going to fit your nails perfectly. They're just not. That would just be too much of a perfect world. And if you do get them and they do fit your nail perfectly, screw you, because it's a pain in the ass otherwise. I'm kidding. But when I figured out the easiest way to do it is when you put the silk wrap on, it's a little bit tacky so it won't go sliding all over your nail because it is silk. I put it on and I will look and see, you know, around this area right here and around the cuticle, if it needs to be trimmed, and 90% of the time on me it does. I use my little cuticle scissors, and because it's tacky it can stick to the scissors, but it's not bad. And I will just trim it up, and then I'll just do all 5 of my nails on one hand, and I won't do this one yet because this is just how I do it, but I do all 5 on one hand, and then I will use the brush on glue. The lady said a lot of people preferred the resin, but she said it can take longer to dry, and I'm the most impatient person I've ever met in my life, so I'm not doing that. So I got the glue, the brush on glue, and she said if I did the glue, do you do 3 coats when I put the wraps on, and that's what I did. And after each coat I waited for that one to dry before I did the next one. And when it was all dry, I just filed any edges that I still had around the cuticle and the sides, and those came right off. It didn't stick to my skin. I filed around the edge of the nail, so because I trimmed them, but it's square, and there's going to be excess around. So when I filed those, it just literally just peeled right off, but didn't peel off my nail. Yay. Just peeled the excess off, and I was able to file them, and they were very smooth around the free edge, and that was that. And then once it was dry, it's a little bit rough, so I just took a very fine grit nail file and buffed them out a little bit, and they were perfectly smooth and soft and ready to be painted with the top coat and everything. My nails, I did this about 6 months ago. You can see, and please pay no attention to how crappy they look right now because my hands are dry and yeah. But anyways, you can see the length of them. That's my right hand. This is my left. You want to see my nails, not my ring. But yep, in my ring pretty. Yeah, no more tip is on my nail. These are all my natural nails underneath the silk wraps. You can see at my cuticle area that I'm going to have to put on another thing of wraps here pretty soon. When my nails start growing out, you don't have to take the silk wraps completely off of your nails. I don't. They're so incredibly thin that it's not going to create a real thick mess that you have to, you know, file and file and file to get them to be thin again. It won't do that. What I do is I'll wait until they grow out, and then I'll cut the wrap towards about right mid nail, and that's what I do. I don't go over the whole thing. About once every other month I will go over the whole thing again, but when I just redo it when they're growing out, I just do it from the cuticle down to the mid nail, and that works fine. And you know, my nails, I've noticed since I've been doing the silk wraps, they grow faster. They're actually healthier. My nail tips, my actual nail tips, my real nail tips, they were like an off-white eggshell color almost. And since I've been doing the silk wraps, I've noticed they're like white. They're like very, very healthy white. My beds are pink. Whereas before they were like a dull pink, kind of like a tan color, but now they're like pink, like perfect pink. And my nails have just grown, and I haven't had any problems with them chipping or breaking. I don't have any problems at all with the silk wrap lifting or peeling off. My suggestion is, if you do this, don't use any nail polish remover that has acetone in it. Get acetone free, because the acetone will eat through the glue that's holding the silk wrap to your nail. I put on a layer of glue every time I take any of my nail polish off, because even with non-acetone, it still can soften the glue a little bit, and I just want to make sure I don't have any problems with it lifting or peeling, so I just do a quick light coat of the glue. And I never had a problem with my nails or the wrap lifting or peeling or anything. It's been fantastic. And that's it. I guess another quick tip that I can give you guys is coconut oil. Coconut oil is amazing. I use it on my everything. I use it on my hands, I use it on my hair, I use it on my feet during the winter because, ew, gross, they get dry. This completely amazed me. I know I had mentioned in my last video about crow's feet and smile lines because I'm old. But in all honesty, I did have, let me see if I can get close enough to this to show you. I did have crow's feet pretty badly. I'm just a few months shy of 33, and my crow's feet were actually getting pretty deep in, which I cried about when I first saw them. You know, nobody wants to get older, especially girls. We don't want to get older, and if we do get older, we don't want to look like we're getting older. I mean, no. And, okay, to anybody out there, you're a server in a restaurant, it is just polite. I don't care if the woman looks like she's 99. If she orders a beer, card her. Would you, please? Because let me tell you from personal experience, I used to get carded all the time when my husband and I would go out to eat. I would order a margarita, I would order a mixed drink, I'd order a beer, whatever, and the lady would say, or the man would say, "May I please see your ID?" Yes, you can! Here you go! My husband and I went out to lunch to Cheddar's in Austin, Texas, if you're listening, and I ordered a drink with my lunch because I'm a lush. No, I'm kidding, because my husband and I, we don't usually get to go out to like nice sit down places for lunch. We're usually rushed because our boys are getting out of school, but we actually had time that day. So I wanted a mixed drink, and I ordered one, darn it, and I didn't get carded. And it made me sad. And I told my husband, say, okay, that's it. Drive me out to Mill Street and shoot me because I'm getting old and I don't want to look old even if I am getting older. And he laughed at me, and because he is old. He's almost 40. So he thought it was hysterical. I not so much. So if you're a server, Card people. Women, card us, will you please? Even if you know we're over 21 years old, will you please do us the courtesy of carding us? Because let me tell you, it makes our freaking days. Anyways, so the coconut oil, I would put it on here every night with my normal face cream I use at night, and I would just take a tiny, tiny, tiny bit on my finger and massage it where my crow's feet were. They're gone. I mean, of course, they're still there. You can still kind of see them when I smile quite a bit. But if you're not looking, you ain't seeing them. I'm alright with that. But when I was just sitting, you could see them. Now you can't. They're all but gone. Same thing. I had smile lines because I have 3 crazy, amazing little boys that make me smile all the time. And my daughter, before she became a hormonal teenager, would make me smile and laugh constantly. Now, it just makes me go, really? I guess I can cause wrinkles too. But I put a little bit here, and those have diminished quite a bit. So, coconut oil, amazing. I use it on my hair. You can see my hair is pink. My natural hair color is a very dark brown, and in order to get it pink, you have to bleach it. And that takes a huge toll on your hair. I don't know if you can see my ends, but they are not fried or split or anything. They are actually very nice and soft and pretty. I do a coconut mask on the ends of my hair once a month. Once a week, sorry. Once a month I do it all over my whole head, but once a week I do it just on my ends. So coconut oil, amazing, totally worth the money. I got a jar about that big at H-E-B. H-E-B is a grocery store here in Texas. I don't know if not everybody's from Texas, and usually when I tell people back home we're from California and I say, oh yeah, we went to H-E-B, they're like, you went to where? H-E-B, you know, the grocery store. They're like, yeah, not a clue. But it's a grocery store. You can get it really at any grocery store. H-E-B is not some special health food place or anything. It's just a grocery store. So if you live in California, you can go to Stater Brothers, you can go to Albertsons. If you live, you know, where there's Kroger, wherever, they're going to have coconut oil. Just make sure you don't get hydrogenated coconut oil. You get the 100% pure coconut oil. Like the size bottle that I got, I think was $9. But it lasts forever. I mean, I just replaced my previous bottle that I had 6 months ago, and it's like maybe still half full. I would show you, but my daughter also uses it, and it is probably somewhere in her room, and like I said, I'm not getting up right now. It's coconut oil. I mean, you can't, as long as it doesn't say hydrogenated on it, you're good. So silk wraps, amazing. You can get them at Sally's. You can use the resin if you want to, if you're a patient person. I am not. So, you know, the brush-on glue works fine. I suggest investing in some coconut oil for your hands or for any other thing you want moisturized. Like I said, I use it on everything. Tattoos. I have tattoos after they were completely healed, not while they're still healing, people. So don't misunderstand me. After they are healed, I put coconut oil on my tattoos to keep them soft and the colors vibrant. I'd show you the one on my foot, but that would be a little awkward. I got it done 4 years ago, and the colors are still bright and beautiful, like it was just done. Coconut oil, my chest piece of my kids' names. It's completely washing out on this camera, but I got this one done a few years ago, 3 years ago, and the colors are still real bright. The birds aren't traditional colors. I got them in my kids' favorite colors, orange, yellow, purples, and blues. And my kids' names, because I love them. But yeah, it's coconut oil is just amazing. I can't say enough fantastic things about it. My hands, when I do them, what I do is I take off my rings, my beautiful wedding ring, and I'm going to brag a little bit right here about this one. It's just simple and it's small, but my husband actually bought this for me the night before our youngest son was born. Because the next day that he was born, I was being induced. It was also my birthday. He was born on my birthday. It was a fantastic birthday present. So my husband went out to find me the perfect birthday gift, and he ran into Kay Jewelers because that was his fallback for everything. Can't find something good? Buy her jewelry. She'll be happy. But he ran into Kay's, and he told the lady there, you know, my wife is getting ready to have our son tomorrow. It's also her birthday. Help me out. And so she showed him tennis bracelets and everything else, and he saw this ring. And it has the 2 hearts on it, and then there's diamonds, little small diamonds on the side, I don't know if you can see. But the 2 hearts represent me and my husband, and then there's 4 diamonds on each side, so 8, but 4 kids. We have 4 kids, so the diamonds represent our children and the hearts represent us, and it's kind of, it's intertwined. You can see, so he thought that it represented us perfectly. I have like the sweetest husband on the face of the planet, almost 20 years together, and I am still so in love with him, it's ridiculous. But anyways, back to the whole reason for the video. Silk wraps. If you are having a hard time getting your nails to grow, I very highly suggest silk wraps. And the coconut oil is amazing. Like I said, I take my rings off, I slather my hands down in coconut oil, put cheap gloves that I got at Walmart, like the little winter gloves, for like 99 cents or 89 cents or something. I put them on my hands and I let them set for an hour, sometimes 2 hours, depending on what I'm doing that evening. And when I take them off, they're nice and silky and they're soft, and my cuticles are nice and moisturized, and they're not hard looking and gross, and they're perfect. So silk wraps, yay. Coconut oil, yay. Fantastic husbands, yay. I'm coming back tomorrow, and I'm going to do my review on nail polish. Tomorrow I'm going to do China Glaze's The History of the World. It is a limited edition from the Giver series. Okay, if you have not read these books, the Giver books, read them. They're amazing. I'm actually on the very last book of the 4, The Sun, and I'm about halfway through that now, and I'm like, I can't put it down. Like, I'm eating it up. But I believe they made the nail polishes because they're making a movie out of the 4, or maybe out of just the first book. I'm not 100% sure yet, but the color is gorgeous. I got my last bottle at Sally's. They were completely out of them. She said they weren't getting any more because it is a limited edition. I don't know if your Sally's supposed to have them. I know Ulta sells China Glaze. You can find it there. A good friend of mine, hi Smiley, she actually fell in love with the color when I posted it online on a mom's website we're on together, and I gave her the link that I found it on Amazon, and she bought it and she loves it. So I am going to do my review on that nail polish tomorrow and show you guys what that looks like. So I'm going to go for now, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, YouTube.